going live is so beautiful. I love going live. Magical time, special time. And I got something that will really change your life, change my life if you get it. And that is perfection. Perfection is the enemy of progress. The idea of Football Boots Review. What's up, brother? Happy Friday to you, man. Always first, laugh out loud, yes. First, and respect and love to you. Salute to you on a Friday. I hope you're having a great day, and I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Excuse me. And what I'm sharing on is just, perfection is the enemy of progress. The idea that you have of perfection. My Friday is good. Football Butcher, good. Where you from again? Yeah, overall, mine was good. It's positive. I'm trying to stay encouraged, keep myself focused, and let go of any negative thoughts. Yeah, so mine was good, positive. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I still have to work tomorrow, but I feel good. UK, that's right. Respect and love to the UK, man. What time is it out there? 6 hours ahead, right? So it's 5 p.m. Eastern time here in the US, and I believe Shay commented that 6 hours ahead, so it's late night for you guys. So that means probably 11 p.m. I think it is. Love, man. I got a lot of great people from the UK. Currently 10 p.m. Okay, thank you for the correction. That's right. Oh, math is wrong on that. Yeah, thank you. The UK, man, a lot of love from the UK. Great viewers. Jagger JF10 from the Netherlands. Great. And again, like every live session, we're gonna have a lot of fun. We'll talk about different things. I'll have one general topic, and you know what I mean, we'll chop it up. If you have any comments, you know what I mean, you want to share your day, you want to ask a question, you know what I mean, that's what community support and love is about. Let's do it. Let's have fun. You know what I mean, and jump in and out as you want. And we push forward in life. We stay positive, and that's what it's about. And my general reflection for tonight was, just to discuss and to keep it on our minds that perfection is the enemy of progress. Trying to look, I can always say no one can be perfect. Yes, no one can be perfect. We have to let go of self-criticism, which I talked a little bit about. We have to let go of an image of ourselves in our clothes, of how we are supposed to be successful, the image that we put for ourselves. We put an unrealistic image of ourselves up, and that image of perfection keeps us from moving forward in life. Ego is a real killer. Humility is the real blessing. Ego is a real killer. Humility is a real blessing. Great point, Football Boots Review. Great point. And that's what I mean, man. Great added value to the conversation, brother. And, trying to make things perfect will prohibit you from taking the next step. You cannot wait for the perfect time. It's the enemy. It's the enemy of the now time. And now, even as we're upon the weekend, people, Football Boots Review, Shay, I love Shay. Shay's also from the UK. We're in the UK. Yes, hi, Sim Shay. I love you, man. Thank you for downloading HTLM. Thank you, Shay. I think about you often. You have such great insight in your diverse background. I was really impressed last night, sharing about your work history and about just your life, and also what a compassionate comment you left on the nighttime video, because I had a moment of reflection, of sad thoughts, of self-criticism, and I wanted to be honest with you guys and share that, because I'm disingenuous if I only show you one side of me. I have to show you all sides, because we all have different. I'm from London, Shay, and you. Yeah, so connect. London, that's magical. I can't believe we have so many different people from all over the place. I love that. Shay left a great comment last night on my video titled Don't Feel Bad About Yourself. Thank you. I reflected on that comment today. Great job. And I saw you took a lot of time and effort to put that comment in. I saw that. You know what I mean? And a lot of great people. Sayo made a great comment on a video I did about hunting. I saw he put a lot of effort into his comments. That was great. The power of the internet connects us all. Yes, technology is a blessing. Southampton, Shay's from, but used to live in Victoria. It's great. It's powerful. Love it. Very inspiring. There's nothing like live. There's nothing like connecting. And again, come and go as you like. I want you guys to have freedom And I want you guys to be yourself. And of course, we do everything in respect and love. And because I know it's late night too, for you guys are probably snuggled up like a cuddle bear. Right now, it's 30 degrees in New Jersey, in America. What's the temperature? That's Fahrenheit too, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what the degrees in Celsius are for you guys and the conversion, because I know it's late night, so it's probably a little chilly. Yeah, it's the winter is upon us, you know. But the idea of perfection, you know, waiting till the time is right, you know, it's like when I used to sometimes work on my house and you spackle and, you know, you try to get the spackle just right and it's never perfect and you drive yourself crazy trying to get things perfect. And 45 degrees Fahrenheit here, oh wow, it's even warmer there. That's surprising to me, Shay. Very interesting. Well, yeah, like I say, it's 30 degrees right now in New Jersey. It's good. We have a cold front coming through tonight and the next few days. Like I was sharing with somebody today, though, every time this year it gets cold, so it's not like it's Armageddon. It's just the winter. It's just the winter, for us anyway. Yes, but you know, the idea of perfection. You know, don't let that hold you back this weekend. You know, every weekend, you know, you'll have two choices. You know, you have a choice that forget everything and I'm going to escape mentally and just totally indulge in the weekend. Or you have another choice in life that this weekend's an opportunity, instead of waiting for the perfect time, that I'm going to make progress. This weekend, taking the next step, this weekend, you know, not on Monday, but on now, that I'm going to start, whether it's downsizing your life, whether it's decluttering, whether it's starting a lifestyle change for your health, whether it's starting to separate yourself from negative people, whether it's putting pen to the paper for a book, or whatever you want to do, you know, whatever you like to do, and whatever your heart and your vision is for your life, take that next step. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. That'll hold you back. It's a series of small steps that get you to where you want to be in life. And that evolves over time, but progress it's like a wheel. It has to stay in motion. You know, there was a commercial. Glam Gypsy 01, she left great comments on different videos, but I never connected with her live. Thanks for your videos. Couldn't be a better time to hear. Bought a Honda Element to live in. Oh, congratulations, Glam Gypsy. Congratulations, Glam. You know what? I saw the Honda Element. Now, the Honda Element is a real cute, very almost similar to a Jeep Renegade, but it's got a little bit different boxy shape. Honda Element. Now, I thought they stopped making the Honda Element for some reason. Did they restart making that? Because that is an excellent car to live out of. And you know what? I'm even going to spread love to. I saw, when I was searching through YouTube yesterday, there was a Asian couple that lives in their Honda. Yes, they did stop making them, or they started making them again, Glam Gypsy. They make new, or you bought a used one? I'm not sure if they stopped making them. But I saw on YouTube, there's an Asian couple in California that have a YouTube channel that they started making them again. Praise the Lord. I'm telling you, I think it was wisdom, because I think that's a great car to live out of, because you're still stealth. You still have to feel. Mine is a 06. Okay, that's a win. I think that's a great car to live out of, because you're stealth, you're sleek, you know, you don't look like an eyesore, and you got enough room in there. If you set that thing up right, what I would say to you, Glam Gypsy, and again, respect and love to you, is that there is a Asian couple in California. They have a YouTube channel, young married couple, and they live out of their Honda Element, or at least that's what their channel portrays. The channel, for me personally, it wasn't that exciting, but it would be probably inspirational to you to see, like, maybe what they do, because they did set the back up real cute. They have a little bed set up, and they both live in there, supposedly. I don't know if they're doing it for a gimmick or if it's real life, but that's funny that you say you bought a Honda Element, because I look at them from time to time when I see them, and I see them a lot of different campsites. Yes, I watch Phil and Chen. Is that their name? That may have been their name. The wifey was kind of cute too. And yeah, so that's great. Now, have you started to live full-time out of your car, or you just bought it and you're in the process? Yes, and again, laugh out loud. It's real there in school. Oh, it is real there in school? Okay, yeah, I know they said they're in school, but who knows? You never know. Okay, Okay, because I met a lot of strippers. They said they're just doing this to put them to school. That wasn't true. That was so. I don't know if they're just living in a Honda Element just to get advertisement resume. Who knows? This world's crazy. But we're gonna stay positive. In the process, so nervous. Yes, glam gypsy. Yes, one is. Yeah, I know you gotta laugh a little bit. You gotta have fun a little bit in life. That's right. And compassion to you, number one, glam gypsy. You're not alone. I want to say that. Now I saw Bob Wells' video the other day saying like, if you're not alone, you have a community. All I'll say is everybody goes through this. It's a huge life change. So you're right to be scared. It's just like starting a new job. Even if you've done hairdressing, example, all your life, but you go to a new place, a new salon to do it, it's scary. Just like me, I did electrical engineering for years, but I changed company as I go to a new company, it's still scary. Family doesn't really know yet by the videos you're helping me. Well, amen, thank you. And what I'll say is your family is going to be shocked. And, well, depending on your family. I don't know your family. My mom took it okay, but it took me like 3 months to tell her. And if you watch my videos, you know that my father, I tried to tell him. He got real judgmental, and then I ended up not telling him. And then 6 months later, he found out I was doing it, and we had a big fight. And he asked me why I didn't tell him, and I told him. Oh, you're a hairstylist too? Oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing. Tell me that wasn't meant to be for you. God bless you. God bless you. And then me and my father had a big blowout. I said, well, don't get upset that I didn't tell you. I tried to tell you, and you judged the shit out of me. And I want positive. And then I was hurt because when you first move into your car, it's scary and you're hurt, and you don't want to add to that hurt. And when people judge you, it adds to that hurt, and you can only take so much, and you're going to close out. And so, but that's also, God or whatever you believe in will use that to separate certain people from your life. Because I kind of knew like it was a fake relationship anyway, or that I had to be someone else when I was with my father. I'll say it like that. If you have to be someone else when you're around someone, then even if of course, try to respect everybody and be loving, but they're not for you. You have to be able to fully be yourself. And of course, you want people to bring out the best in you and push you a little bit. But if you have to be someone else in front of your parents, and if you can't feel safe, that's the word. That's the word. If you can't feel safe telling your parents or telling your friends or telling someone that you live in a car eventually, then damn, it's getting really dark here quick. Yeah, I hear that. Where are you from again, brother? Yeah, New Jersey, New York area. It all depends on the work situation, etc. But that's where I'm from. I'm from New Jersey, New York area, but that's what you got to remember. You have to just be free to be you. And if someone can't accept that glam gypsy, I'm just putting my lights on, guys. Then I might start my car because it's 30 degrees here in New Jersey as I make this, and I'm living full time out of my car, full time out of my Jeep Renegade, and I love it. It's been about a year. I think glam gypsy. I think you made a great decision with your Honda Element, and I think, are you sometimes scared of living in a car? No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, I've been in worse places. It don't matter if you live in a car or not. So I'm blessed. It's like everything else in life. If you are a reasonable person and you move wisely, you will be relatively just as safe as anywhere else. If you are a reckless person that's irresponsible, you're going to be unsafe whether you live in an apartment or whether you live in a house or whether you live in a car. Because it's about a matter of a mindset and maturity and how you approach life and how you deal with life. So if you're irresponsible, it doesn't matter. But if you're responsible, you'll figure it out. So I have no issue with it, me personally. I want to go on some comments. But I'm excited for your Honda Element. Jesse, welcome. You inspire me, Jesse, because you leave great comments too. Thank you. This is some real talk. Yeah, I try to be honest. I try to be compassionate. I try to be, all the things that I am. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. He's someone experienced ups and downs of life. That's right. It's ups and downs. All of us go through it, and we have to understand that. It's all part of life. I'm about to start this journey. Yes. Jesse, what journey, as far as what vehicle are you picking, and are you in your journey specifically, are you talking about living out of your car and you're just getting ready to start? Is that what you're saying? Football boots review. Who's your role model? Well, I've had many football boots review. Of course, start spiritually. Jesus showed me how to live with compassion. Martin Luther King showed me how to speak up for injustice. Mother Teresa taught me a level of caring for the impoverished. Ultimate warrior, a motivational speaker, and a wrestler taught me how to think for myself. My mother showed me a lot about life and not letting people control you. So I get inspired by many people, even some of the comments that I read. But as far as like a role model, I will not say I place anybody as a role model. There's been people that inspired me because one thing I've learned in life: put no one on a pedestal, including me. You put no one on a pedestal, including me. Never forget that. You don't put your parent, you don't put your lover, you don't put the president, you don't put the pope, you don't put anyone, you don't put your child, you don't put anyone on a pedestal. Okay, you let people inspire you, but then you think for yourself. Okay. Atlanta is 75 degrees. Glam Gypsy. Oh, if you're from the Atlanta area, then that's definitely a go as far as living out of your car. Now, just before dawn, he's from the Georgia area, and he lives in this car. He lives in a minivan, and he's been telling me it's going great. So now's the perfect time of year to live in your car down south. I mean, I'm thinking about making my yearly trip down to Florida in a few weeks when I have some time off of work, and so I think you're going to be in good shape. And I think I'm really excited about that Honda Element. I'm looking forward to connecting with you as you go forward and learning from your journey. Shay is saying something here. Bob Wells isn't alone. He travels with his girlfriend Caroline Higgins. Oh, is that his girlfriend? I know somebody. I didn't know that, Shay. Thank you for telling me that. Life a good deal of time saying that they are living solo. Life isn't totally true. Well, that's interesting, Shay. Good perspective. Shay's very knowledgeable, and I really like Shay's comments because Shay has a lot to offer there too. Just a 2006 Jeep Liberty. See, Jeeps are also, I think, built for this lifestyle. A Jeep Liberty, of course I'm going to be honest because I want to share with all channels. I don't want to try to not share. Jeep Liberty, I first saw, there's a channel called Hobo Alley. It's a hot, like, Asian girl or something like that from Texas. And she was one of the first channels I started watching when I was thinking about living out of my car. And she started out of her Jeep Liberty. Now, I don't know if she really does live out of her car. I think sometimes, like, she just uses it as marketing. I'm not sure. I don't want to judge her. But, if you wanted to watch her, I haven't seen too many people. But I think a Jeep Liberty is also a great vehicle to live out of. I think because it's boxy enough where you have enough headroom. And if you put down those seats, I think you're in good shape. So that's a good selection, too. Yes, I'm going to start living it. Yeah, I would start living in that. Do you have any regret about my tattoos? No, my tattoos totally inspire me. For me, they're total inspiration. Total. So I have no regrets on my tattoos. Everybody's different. But for me personally, no regrets. I love every time I see my tattoos, I get inspired. And that was also one of my, I don't want to say role models, but the person that inspired me was Tupac. And he inspired me with the tattoos. There's no doubt about that. Do you have a fridge? No, I don't have a fridge, Glam Gypsy. I did a video very early on talking about that I don't have a refrigerator. I spend probably about, $20, $30 a day maybe. I mean, as far as like on every food and all that included, I'm trying to include everything. I buy fresh salad, tofu. I did a video earlier today. I eat all plant-based diet. I don't eat any processed food for the most part. Maybe I have a health bar or something like that. But I don't have a need for a refrigerator because for the most part, a refrigerator is basically a morgue. A refrigerator is where you store dead meat. It's where you store cow's milk. It's where you store things that that are basically dead meat, and you have to freeze them to preserve them. So when I really about 2 years ago started fully, my health journey's been about 6 years, since I lost 200 pounds. But about 2-3 years ago, I really started full-time vegetarian. With a level of pescatarian means I do from time to time have salmon or tuna. I add some fish into my diet, but for the most part, it's all fresh veggies. And you just go right to the corner store, or you go right to the supermarket, and you get some bananas, you know what I mean? And once a night, I only have one meal a night, and that's salads and fixings and stuff at night. And I'll go to McDonald's or something and just get a Diet Coke and eat in there and use their free Wi-Fi. So, that's your living room, and you don't have to do anything else. They also, in the McDonald's, like by me, they have big screen TVs, but I just watch my iPad, and that's how I start my thing here. That's how I get by. I don't need a refrigerator, me personally. I'm sorry, let me go back here. A bar and a banana for me. Yeah, for the most part. Obviously you need a well-balanced diet, so you're going to need other nutritional things. But banana is a huge part of my diet. I eat a lot of bananas, so that's definitely a go. Do I do the gym? Yes, but not like an animal. Consistency. It's not about being a crazy workout warrior. I do maybe about 20 minutes a day, somewhere between 3 to 5 days a week. And it's mainly to get my blood flowing and get my heart rate up, because you do have to get your heart rate up. And lifting light, when I've lifted heavy when I was younger, that hurt me and I pinched my nerve in the chest. I believe in light lifting consistently. And I'm not trying to be Superman. I'm just trying to be healthy. As you get older, now it's going to change because when you're younger, you want to be Superman or you want to be Superwoman. You want to be someone that impresses others. When you get older, you realize the true value and the true worth is in your health. Health is wealth. Okay. And so I just want to be healthy, and I feel healthy. I feel great, and I want people to accept me for who I am. I don't want to have to, you're always going to have some roles, and you're always going to have a little bit of disproportionate body. You know what I mean? Maybe you got wider hips. I got a little bit of wide hips. Maybe you got one breast that's bigger than the other. I grew up with sisters. I know they used to struggle with that. Or maybe if you're a guy, you got other insecurities. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. So you're always going to have some insecurities. So I don't go to the gym to try to alleviate insecurities. I go to the gym to try to maintain my health and to stay positive, and also for my mental health. Okay? Because staying healthy is not just about physical. We're learning more and more as we evolve in society. Mental health is about taking care of your mind, body, and soul. And you want to eat well and you want to take care of yourself. I'm sorry, I'm missing some comments here. Do I have a fridge? I answered that. I like breakfast, but thank you. I appreciate that. Good question. Yep. Thank you. Football Boots Review. A bar and a banana. You got it. Do you go to the gym? Wow. I believe that you lose something each relationship you enter into. This is Jesse now. I believe that you lose something each relationship you enter into at a point become pointless. Do you think? Let me think about it. That's a great question. You're making me think, so that's a good question. At a point, it becomes pointless. Well, does love become pointless? Is it all worth it, as what I'm getting from your question? You have to answer that for yourself, but I would say no, it's not worth it. For me, I know me. I don't want to. A relationship to me is pointless, for me. But I've also experienced it. Okay, so you have to experience it, and you have to know yourself. I've talked about that so many times. If you want a family, if you want all that, then that's, you have to be willing to deal the negative part of it. Is it all worth it? For me, it isn't. But for you, it may. And there's no right or wrong answer. The answer is you have to know yourself, and then you have to find a partner with common interests. That's the key. Not just hot. I mean, we all want hot, and we all want passion. I remember I had started to buy into the idea that, all you need to do is be with your best friend or marry your best friend. And then I went to an eye doctor visit, and it was this hot Asian eye doctor. And we were talking, and she was married, but I was like a little bit, just checking her out. And we were talking. I said, well, I think eventually if I do get in a relationship, it'll be like with a best friend. And she goes, well, Sam, that's good. It's good to be in a relationship with your friend, but you have to have some passion. Okay? A relationship needs passion. And then it also needs common interest. You need to find that both. And how do you find that both? Magic. God's grace. I mean, luck. And then you have to be willing to deal with some negative parts that come with it. What comes with a relationship is responsibility. What comes with a house is responsibility. I like minimalism because I like less responsibility. For me, I have enough responsibility for my job, and I have an active, creative mind. And in my experience, people with active, creative minds, too much responsibility stunts that creativity, and you get frustrated at a higher level because of your activity level of your brain, and you eventually resent the person that you're dedicating a big portion of your life to. My experience. I'm just sharing. That's my take on your question. Great question. Glam Gypsy. Okay. JPM Lawn Care. You know I love JPM Lawn Care. South Carolina is in the house. Respect. I hope that she's driving safely. Okay. Grow Van. Now she's got a Jeep too. Oops. Grow your banana in Florida. I'm telling you, I'm getting close to Florida. The countdown is on. Now, truth be told, that I'm actually enjoying a little bit this year, a little bit of these colder temperatures. And like I say, it's almost 29 degrees. It's dropping rapidly here. We got a cold front coming through in the northern New Jersey, New York area. And these past month or so, I've been enjoying the cooler temperatures as a change of season. I will be okay mentally. Physically, I'm going to make it through whatever by the grace of God, because I believe in adapting. But this is the reason why I want to be a snowbird. I want to share with you this. Mental health, okay? Lack of sunlight and lack of warm temperature deteriorates your mental health. People in cold climates for long periods of time with lack of sun, it hurts their mental health. For me, definitely. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I know some studies do show that, because I did some research on that. Vitamin D, sunlight, warm temperatures are part of your normal operation temperature. I mean, the body's like basically 100 degrees inside the body. your body needs a certain temperature to operate properly. Once you get below a certain level, your body begins to really on some shutdown mode. I mean, that's why animals and stuff hibernate and they get fat. You know, the human nature is to get fat in the winter so you can survive. It's not so whatever. It's a survival mechanism that humans have ingrained in them, you know, to make it through the winter. It's just that now in society we have so many amenities that people just assume, well, it's wintertime, it's time to veg out and get fat, and then in the summer I'll get in shape, and that doesn't happen. As the older you get, that don't happen. You just get bigger and bigger. You gotta be careful. I did that too, so I have respect for that. Jesse, do you switch from your gyms to avoid scrutiny? No, I don't, because like I said, one thing God has always blessed me with, I really don't care what other people think. I don't at all, not one bit. For the most part, I mean, I'm still human. Let me be fair. I'm still human. I still do get hurt. Okay. But no, a Planet Fitness is the gym membership I'm joined to. I would recommend Planet Fitness for every nomad, in my opinion. Now, it's a basic workout gym. There's no Zumba classes. There's no nothing like that. And you can get a $10 a month membership if you're going to go to one specific gym. But I wouldn't recommend that as a nomad. $20 membership. They call it the Black Card member. If you have the $20 membership per month, you can go to any gym throughout the entire country. And Planet Fitness, by far, in my opinion, has one of the most diverse gym locations in the world. And here's the key. They're 24/7. All right? That's the key. As a nomad, you need that 24/7 access. That's huge. And you can get in there anytime. If you're having a rough night and you can't find a campground, and I'm certainly not recommending go sleep in their parking lot, but go in the gym, take a shower, unwind. You're in a safe location with all the lights on. You know, Planet Fitness is a no-brainer, in my opinion. Do what you want as far as what gym to get. And, you know, I bounce around in different gyms. I don't go to the same one all the time, not because, like I'm embarrassed, just because I move a lot. I mean, other than when I go to a certain location for my job-related activities, I'm on the move, and I don't stay in one town for a long period of time. So you have to figure out what your nomad life is going to be like for you, because everyone has a different nomad journey. Great. Just before dawn, I was just talking about you, brother. Respect and love to Georgia. I use Planet Fitness. Jesse C. Just before dawn also has started his nomad journey, living full-time out of his van. I believe a Toyota Sienna, and also that Shay really liked that van as well, and so did Moon Dancer. So far, nobody attention to. Yeah, just go to the shower. You have to remember, great comment just before doing that. Most people in life, they're already thinking about their own shit. The only people that have enough time to stop and stare or to make comments about you are just negative people. And then maybe you shouldn't even be going to that gym anyway. Because if that's the type of people that are in that gym, you don't want to be around those type of people. Life's too short. Like I was telling Glam Gypsy, like if your parents or whoever is going to get, or your friends, you know, they're going to be shocked. I have to say that. So you have to be willing to understand that they're going to be shocked, just like you may have been shocked 3 years ago before you thought about living out of your car and somebody would have told you, you would have been shocked too. But that being said, if someone is consistently negative and gossipy, then you don't need them in your life. Because what positive, they have the wrong type of spirit, they have the wrong type of mindset, and that's not going to add to your life. That's going to take away from your life. Will you ever get tint on your windows? Jesse asked. No. Well, I have, you may not be able to tell because, you know, the place I'm at right now, but I have tints on my back two windows and on my tailgate. It's just that, you know, you can still see out, but they can't see in. My front windows do not have tint. In New York and New Jersey, you cannot have front tint. In Florida, you can, and in Texas, I believe you can. So you have to check your state depending on if that's allowed by law. So, you know, you could try to tint them and still get away from them, but I spent a lot of my time in this. Excuse me. I spent a lot of my time in the New York, New Jersey area, and I don't want to get pulled over for having tints. I don't need that extra attention. So if I lived in Florida full time, then I would probably get them tinted in the front. So that's why. I love having window covers. Yeah, window covers are key. Just before no, I made them the reflex and the spray painted one backside black. Yeah, I like the all black one. Definitely, you need all black in my opinion. At night, it looks very dark. That's the key. I mean, I made that video, 3 things you need to be a nomad and do it well. The number one thing is dark window covers. At night, it's so key. Like at night, when I first started living full-time out of my car, and you see all the lights, it's nighttime now. All the lights that come in, there's no way you're going to sleep. You're going to hear one thing, you're going to jump up, and you get scared as hell. When I put all my window covers up, it's dark. It's like a cave. And you have to remember, to sleep, you need your environment like a cave. Dark, quiet, and cool. To sleep properly, you need your environment, whether it's a house or a car, like a cave. Dark, quiet, and cool. Never forget that. And so when I put all these window covers up, these are, I know you can't really see, but I bought these from Target. Somebody asked me last night on a comment. I bought these from Target. I tried to send her a link. These are $10, and they fold. They have like flexible metal in them, and they fold to the shape of your window. And it's not like reflectors where you cut them and they stick on your window. For me, for a Jeep Renegade, they fit, and I put them on the seats and I put them on the front. They're almost like sunshades. But I bought them for $10 for 2 in Target, and I put 2 in the front windshields, 2 on the side, 2 on the back, and then 1 all the way in the tailgate. And then there's a little side window in the back of my Renegade. I use one of my pillows or blankets to cover that up so I don't get any light piercing in from there. Because no matter what window cover you get, it's never going to fit all your little windows perfect. That's that trial and error period that I referenced. That's going to take a few months to figure that out. But when in doubt, use a sheet, use something dark to cover it. You do not want light piercing in, just from the standpoint of your body needs to shut down. And your body will not shut down whether you're living in a house or whether you're living in a car when there's light. When there's light coming through and when there's a lot of sound, it's hard for your body to shut down. Let's see, I want to go back to the comments. I agree. I was thinking my future guy should be okay with my lifestyle. Now, like I said, Glam Gypsy, will your future guy be okay with your lifestyle? It's going to be tough. But he should be. I agree with that. To have a relationship and live full-time out of your car, I've never done that. I mean, I've had mingling, but never a relationship. And if your long-term goal is to be married, then, obviously I think you're going to accept that. You probably do it for a period of time. But, I even catch myself as I say that. You may find something, you may find somebody that also enjoys. If you enjoyed living out of your car, then you need to do it regardless of if anybody else likes it, Glam Gypsy. Because if not, you're going to be living someone else's life. If the guy you like will only like you if you live in an apartment, then you're living someone else's life. But here's the catcher. I have to be honest with you, Glam Gypsy. When you're in a relationship, it's not just what you want to do. And this is why I don't want a relationship. A relationship, a healthy one, if I'm being honest with you and I'm not pandering to you, a relationship is compromise. A relationship is even people with 2 core mutual belief systems and interests. There's still a level of compromise because you're not fully them and they're not fully you. You're evenly yoked maybe, but you're not the same person. None of us are. So you have to have a level of compromise. So, to start a family and to be in a relationship, that's going to be tough. Now, that's why I like living out of my car, because it's just me. I don't want it to be anybody else. So, not to say it's impossible, Glam Gypsy, but that's my thoughts. But again, you have to, that's a tough question. It's a tough question. I'm not going to lie to you. How do you fold your window, though? How do they fold? They don't fold exactly to the window. So the front ones, my windshields, Jesse asked that, how do my window covers fold? The front ones will sit on your dash, and then I use my sun visors to hold them in place. The other ones don't fold exactly to my windows. I put them on my seats in the front, and then I put something underneath them, and then my sun visor kind of holds them in place. So they don't suck exactly to it, but they work. I use the seats and a cushion to push them up. In the back, I have my back seats down, and I have all like quilt covers, so I'm able to like prop them up on there, and then they hit all the way to the roof, and I just kind of finagle it. But it's not like, it's hard to explain. But it's not an exact fit. Not an exact fit, but you make it work to where you black it out. Just before and during. At night, my window covers up and curtains like it's being in my own bedroom. See, just before and during, he's getting in the groove now. And you will get in a groove. You will get in a groove too, Jesse, and you will get in a groove, Glam Gypsy. See, now a few days into it, just before and during is figuring it out. And once you figure out your night setup and how to get it dark and where you're going to park and how to get cozy, then you're in the home stretch. But that takes a while, so be patient with yourself. And because, like I said, it took me months to figure it out. So, earbuds, yes. You definitely need the earbuds for the smartphone. Of course, I did a video on that. I even make myself laugh on that video. You definitely need earbuds because you want to watch your TV. Even if you watch live or if you did your own live, you want to be able to put your earbuds in and watch your phone. That's your entertainment system. Jesse, just before doing, what kind of car are you doing it in again? I believe I'll let him answer. He may have answered just before doing it. Yeah, Toyota Sienna. Yes, he answered already. It's a minivan. Yes, great selection. And Moon Dancer also like that minivan. I don't know that one, but Jesse, sex isn't hard to come in by end day. Sex isn't, but a relationship is tricky. Yeah, sex is always going to be there because, it's human nature. We all have that human nature. Relationship is hard, yes, because relationship is tricky, yes, because a wise man once told me a man can either be happy or married, but have a legacy. He will need a ladder. Yeah, the heart of what you're saying is a relationship is work. And so, Sex is easy, but sex comes with consequences. It does, because eventually there's an emotional tie there. That's why, to be honest with you, to relieve myself, I watch porn. I mean, I watch porn. I'll be honest with you. I mean, what am I going to do? Lie to you guys and be disingenuous? I masturbate. I mean, for the most part, that's how I relieve myself sexually. And I mean, I don't want a relationship. You start to get into sex. Once you have sex with another person, there is an emotional tie that will begin to form. Even if you don't have it, the other person will. There's no way both the people are just going to be okay with not having sex. And that brings in a lot of complication. And but it takes a long time, and it takes only a rare type of person to say that you don't ever want a relationship. Now, what a relationship does beyond the sex that you don't get is it does provide a level of intimacy as far as an emotional, spiritual connection that is beyond just the lust, the physical human nature part. And that can be very beautiful. But it's like there's moments of beauty, and in between those moments of divine beauty, I will call it, are a lot of work. You have to decide, are you, and for some people it's a willing trade-off. I am not willing, me personally, to trade off that level of work that I have to put in for a few divine moments and a few sexual moments. If you look at the amount of time that you'll have passionate sex and that you'll have special moments, it'll be a small percentage versus what the actual amount of work will be in a relationship. Not to say that for some people that's not worth it. The spectrum will depend on who you are and how you want to live. I'm giving you my opinion and my life. You have to define your own. Great questions, though. Shay, too right, Sam, but never say never. And you're right, Shay. Shay, you have a well-balanced mind. Who knows who you meet? And that's fair. Robert Plant will, what did he say? Robert Plant will do me. I don't know who Robert Plant is. But you're right, Shay. You have a great mind. You do. Not going to lie, this life is intimidating. It is intimidating. That's okay, Jesse. Everything is intimidating. Progress, do not let perfection be the enemy of progress. That's the core theme tonight, okay? So there's nothing perfect, okay? You live in a house, that's not perfect. That's scary to buy your first new house. When I first bought my house, I was scared as hell. When I almost bought a vacation home, I almost bought 2 homes, scared as hell. Everything in life is scary, okay? But simple is better, okay? Because again, even if you start this lifestyle, Jesse, and you figure out it's not for you, what's the worst thing that's going to do? You're going to go back into an apartment? Now, obviously, the main thing is just, be mindful of your safety and how you move, but there's no guarantees in life. Plenty of people living, I mean, God forbid, people were in church last Sunday and a shooter came in and killed them in Texas. So, I mean, you think living out of your car is risky? You can go to church and get shot. Because this is just the way the world is. So you can't stop living because you think a terrorist attack is going to come or you think a mass shooter is going to come. If you live your life solely based on that, then you will never live. Because there's no place truly safe in this world. We live in an imperfect world. Now you have to use wisdom and you have to realize that risk is real and you can get hurt. But again, I'm giving you examples that, I mean, if you think that you're safe anywhere, not because we're in an evil society, it's just because we're in society with a bunch of humans, and humans are imperfect. He's a lead singer. Led Zeppelin. Okay, so he's a lead singer for Led Zeppelin. I'm sorry, Shay. I wasn't big into rock and roll, mainly R&B and rap. But I did for a season in the early 90s. I like some of Bon Jovi. He was a New Jersey guy. But I respect that, Shay. And, let me tell you this right now. Robert Plant, be lucky to have you. Okay, because you got a good spirit on yourself. Just before dawn, do your seats fold or do you remove? Yeah, I would like to know that just before dawn. Do your seats fold? How do you set up your back? And just before dawn, he did answer. He said the rear seats fold down, but the middle seats need to be removed. I'm storing them at a relative's house. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, see, I was worried. I was interested about that myself. Because a minivan, you can set that up so many different ways. But I'm really excited about Glam Gypsy's Honda Element because I think that's a cute car, man. It's a cute setup. And but the minivan is going to give you a lot of room. So like my guy just before dawn, he's probably living like a king in that minivan. And nobody knows if he's going to pick up like a soccer team or if he's just living out of it. That's great. That's great. I love that. Kingfish, welcome, brother. Hey, bro, good to see you. Do you use solar? No, I don't use solar. Respect and love to you, Kingfish. No, I don't believe in solar. Me personally, I don't disrespect anybody that has it. You don't need solar. Your car is a generator. All you have to do is start it. Other than that, solar cannot give you cooling. All it can do is put on LED lights and run a fan. I don't need a Dometic. I don't want solar. Me personally, the amount of money you're going to spend and the amount of time I'm going to use it, it's not for me at this time. I'm not against people that want it. But no, I like to live as basic basic as possible. And that's how I want. Solar is another component. I don't want components. I want as basic as possible. Okay, good comments though. Kingfish, love and respect you. Just before dawn, I'm started this past Monday. This coming Monday will be 1 week in advance. Congratulations. We're going to celebrate that on Monday just before dawn. Make sure I shout you out on our Monday live. Jesse, I'm a male, so I'm lucky not to worry about the safety aspect. Oh, Jesse, I'm sorry. I'm thinking you're a female. I apologize about that, brother. Safety aspect as much as woman. Respect and love to you, Jesse. Respect. And again, please forgive me if I ever refer to you as a male or female, because sometimes, you know, with the YouTube tagger names, it's tough to tell, but it's no disrespect, okay? Oh, yeah, just before dawn. Yeah, he doesn't have solar either. Just before dawn doesn't have solar. He's living in a van. Just before dawn, that's awesome. I'm doing it in Atlanta. Yeah, the guys are both in Atlanta. That's awesome. What area are you in? Savannah. Okay, Savannah. That's awesome, man. I thought about coming to Atlanta. And again, I want to circle back. Do not let perfection be the enemy of progress. Many times, you know, people wait for the perfect time to wear an outfit, okay? The perfect time to wear an outfit. And what happens? They never wear that outfit. And the one time they wear it, they go to an event and there's nobody even to impress, and then they feel like they wasted their outfit. People hoard things waiting for the perfect time. And I'm here to tell you that there is no perfect time. The perfect time is the enemy to progress. The enemy to progress. Life progress is about small daily steps. Okay? Not perfection. Perfection creates disorders. Mental disorders, spiritual disorders. An extreme spiritual person, an extreme religious person, they're searching for a level of perfection. They're trying to be perfect. And there is no such thing. A person that is unbalanced health-wise, whether they have anorexia or whatever, it's a mental disorder. They have a vision of themselves being perfect. And it's causing them harm because perfection is the enemy of progress. And progress is fluid, consistent, forward motion. Okay? Perfection is a stop sign. Okay? Perfection will freeze you in your tracks. And it will steal years of your life. Perfection will steal years from your life. That's the truth. Be careful. Just before dawn, are you worried about the dating aspect of this? Or are you MGTO? I've heard that. I think that's something like males against women. I don't know if I co-sign that. I don't co-sign that. Let me say that. But I don't really know them too well. Just going to lie about it or what? Yeah, see, I don't know. I've heard about that group, but I don't know. Don't be any group, man. And don't, be like any political party. Be a unique you. Be someone that thinks for themselves. Because when you join groups, and that's why I'm not for conventions and stuff. I mean, it's good to connect and it's good to grow. But it's also good to, because what the problem with groups are, you may believe in 90% of what they say, but 10% you don't, and that's okay. You can still get that inspiration, but you don't want to let that other 10% that you disagree with speak for you, okay? So there's nothing wrong with saying, look, I get inspired by this group by 90%, but I think for myself. That's how I like to answer when it comes to groups or religions or affiliations of politics or anything, is that, yes, I believe in 90% with this type of policy, but I think for myself. Great conversation. Yeah, beautiful conversation. Men going their own way. Thank you for the clarification, Jesse. That's what that stands for. MGTOW, which I only heard about that on YouTube. I never knew it before then. It's about men going their own way. How I perceived it as, guys that got bitter, but not guys that got bitter, really. People that have been hurt. And you get so hurt and frustrated that you don't want to associate anymore with the opposite sex. Don't ever let a breakup or getting hurt turn you off to an entire gender. That's very important. Women add a tremendous balance to life, and men add a tremendous balance to life. The problem is when society tries to put men versus women. That's not the case. Men and women have just different perspectives on some things, and some things they think exactly the same. But it's not that one is better than the other. It's just that they add balance. And I'm thank God that I was brought up with all women, because one is, I think it taught me a lot about a different mindset and a different perspective. Also, thank God, I spend time with, different men to teach me that perspective. But It also taught me not to put anybody on a pedestal. When you don't put a woman on a pedestal, then guess what? You're never going to start a group that says men going their own ways. Men going their own ways are a bunch of guys that put women on a pedestal, they got let down, and now they're going their own way. When you don't put anybody on a pedestal, you're not going to go your own way. You're just going to be you. And you're going to let other people be them. That's my opinion. They basically feel that men are being unfairly treated. I disagree. If anything, in my opinion, men still, to this day, even though women have a lot more rights than they used to, men still have the upside in the world, in society. I don't think it's fully leveled out yet. It's leveled out a lot since 20, 30 years ago, but I still think women have a little bit of downside. I still think, like James Brown said, I still think it's a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman. Never forget that. Okay? They basically feel just leave relationships with women alone. No, I just think it's, in my opinion, Jesse, I respect what you're saying. I thank you, Jesse, one, for communicating and articulating what their movement's about. Thank you, brother, because you're informing us as a community, as a group right now in live chat. So thank you, and I appreciate you putting the effort into writing that down. Because sometimes, that's why too. Like I put a lot of video coming soon for Glam Gypsy. I'm gonna check that out definitely, and anybody too, check that out. I want to spread love. I don't want to hoard love, okay? I believe in that. So if anybody wants to do their thing and, you know what I mean, and they need help and support in growing, whether it's their channel or just getting feedback, I want you to be yourself. I want you to grow into your own individual. I certainly don't want to sit here and tell you need me. Glam Gypsy, I would tell you, create your videos, document your life, and share them. And, other people support her if that's something you want to do. If you don't, you do you. Life is about that. Amen. In my opinion, I'm going to have some water on this. We're doing good, guys. It's Friday night, and it's a beautiful thing, man. I feel really encouraged tonight. Last night after my live feed, I felt discouraged, and of course I shared that with you too. So I want to share all sides, but I really feel encouraged. I really feel peaceful. Just before I do, I need to figure out some other places so I can hang out for free that provide free electricities and libraries. Congrats. Yeah, I like those congrats emojis. Yeah, well, I made a video about certain places. Of course, there's Starbucks. You always get free Wi-Fi. You always get comfortable seats. There's McDonald's for just eating your dinner if you want to buy a Diet Coke or something and then just use their Wi-Fi. Libraries are a great place for a nomad to relax. Community centers, YMCAs. I mean, pretty much any place. I mean, Lowe's has great Wi-Fi. Okay, Lowe's, you can go outside the Lowe's hardware parking lot and you can get great Wi-Fi. Their Wi-Fi is actually better than Starbucks because Starbucks, there's so many people in Starbucks that their Wi-Fi bandwidth gets slowed down. In Lowe's, people are going there to buy tools and equipment. They're not going there to tap onto the Wi-Fi. So here's a Nomad tip for you. If you need Wi-Fi, I would go outside of a Lowe's parking lot, and chances are you're going to have plenty of bandwidth, in my opinion. Okay, just before doing, that's something I'm worried about. Keeping things charged. Yeah, no, I mean, if you have a somewhat decent phone, yeah, I mean, like I charge my phone while I'm running my car, and when I'm not in there, like I say, you go to Starbucks or something. I mean, it shouldn't take, nowadays with fast charge, unless you have an old phone, if you have a relatively new phone that has fast charging capability, I mean, you should be able to get at least 6 hours out of that, and you should be able to charge fully your phone in about a half hour, 45 minutes. So you think about it, if you spread out, of course, today you stop 15, 20 minutes in this place, that place, have a cup of coffee or whatever, and every time you're there, you charge your phone. Every time you start your car, you charge your phone. You're not going to drain any bit of real battery off your car battery when your car's running. You're not. To charge your phone, no way. It's like the same thing a guy told me one time. He's worried about his electricity bill every time he uses his garage door opener. You know how much your garage door opener costs on your electric bill? Like 2 cents a month. Come on. You're good. You're good. Gonna maybe get a Goal Zero. Yeah, I don't know about that Goal Zero. I'm not sure what that is. A small one for power. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I respect that there are different ways to do it, Jesse. So yeah, if you have some insight, what is that? Is that like a power pack? Because again, there's different ways to do things too. And you know what? A guy at my job loved the way New Yorkers say coffee. I respect that shit. Thank you. And I love the way, you know what I mean, you move out there in the UK. I bought a couple small battery banks. Really helps a lot. Battery banks? Really, JPM Lawn Care? What do you mean battery banks? Do you mean like they connect to like an inverter? Now, I know a guy like at my job, I plan to use my phone hotspot. Well, I agree with that. I think an unlimited plan and using your phone as a hotspot may work. It works well for you. That's all that counts. Well, that's good. And I think that's a positive thing. Good job, Jesse. I mean, I know a guy at my job, like he has one of those things. It's just a small little tube like this big, and it's a USB cord that charges up his phone. That's all you need. I mean, I don't know if you need battery banks or something. I'm interested to see what JPM Lawn Care is doing. Uh, be right back. Library's closed. Okay, you were in from the library just before Dawn was live with us in the library. That's awesome. Yeah, no problem. Take your time just before dawn. Set up your car, get nice and cozy, go to a safe spot. That's the other thing I want to show you. Don't rush. Rushing leads to regret. Every time I get tempted to rush, to make a quick turn, to do something too quickly, I'm just turning my lights on. Let me start my car. Let me start my generator, okay? Um, rushing leads to regret. Slow down. Slow down to the speed of excellence. You have to slow down yourself. When you rush, you're going to do things hastily, and you're going to make mistakes. More mistakes than you need to. You're always going to make mistakes, but just want to share that word with you. Slow down. Don't rush. Don't rush. Especially as a nomad, where the hell are you rushing to? You got nowhere to rush to. No, just those small rechargeable ones, the USB thing. Yes. So JPM Lawn Care, I think that's a great comment. That's what the guy I know at work does. Look up those like battery things. They're like a stick. They're like a stick with a little USB thing, and they go right to your phone. I'm actually going to look at one in Walmart, maybe even tonight, because I know there's a 24/7 Walmart for a phone. I really don't have that problem. I get a new phone about every year. To me, it's worth it. I mean, I use my phone for different things for my job, etc. But great suggestion, JPM Lawn Care. And Jesse, you too, man. You're doing your own thing. I respect that. Jesse, yeah, it's a small generator for power. Okay, I'll Google that, Jesse. And I respect that you're adding value to the conversation. You're adding a perspective. And there's so many different ways. JPM Lawn Care, $20 for Walmart? That sounds like me. Basic, simple, and cheap. Well, I'm going to check that out. Now, if I get one, what I'll do is I'll do a video on it and just show you how I like it. But yeah, so far, I really don't have... Sometimes at night... I mean, once your phone gets past 8 months old, then the batteries are going to start to really go quickly. I mean, especially like when I use it for something like this, like going live and listening. I mean, I started this live feed at 100% battery charge. We've been on live. I'm looking at the timer for about 50 minutes, depending on when you join. That's when I started, about 51 minutes ago. And right now, my battery's at 75%. I have a Samsung Galaxy S Plus 8 Plus. So 25% in an hour, and I'm using it probably at its max capacity. I mean, to use your battery, your phone battery to stream live and to watch live is probably max. So I only use 25% of my phone in an hour. So, I mean, but to be fair, in the middle of the night, especially if you're a restless person, see, to me, by 10, 11 o'clock, I'm usually sleeping, latest. Unless you should have your batteries, though, fully charged. I mean, being a nomad is important to always have your battery charged. So it may be definitely for the $20 thing in Walmart that JPM Lawn Care is talking about. I think that's a smart investment. I do. I'm gonna have a water break. JPM Lawn Care, I know you're part-timing. Are you sleeping tonight in your car, or are you going home because it's the weekend? How do you do that? Curious. Oh man, a lot of people starting their journey. I can't wait to see Glam Gypsies. And Shay, I thank Shay for staying up late. That's awesome. Also, Football Boots Review, if he's still in. Great viewer, man. Everybody's doing their thing. And don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Things don't have to be perfect. All you have to do is keep taking small steps and do them scared as hell sometimes. And, be willing to make the correction if something goes wrong. Okay, so Shay says he paid 100 euros for mine. That battery not all that good. $80. Thank you for doing the conversion for me, Shay. I was just going to ask you that. What's the conversion? That's cool. So, what kind of phone do you have, Shay? And I'm very curious in this. I would like to ask everybody who's currently in the room, what are you currently watching me on? Are you watching me on your phone? Are you watching me on your tablet or a computer or your TV? Do you have a smart TV? I'm very interested in that. LG, Shay says LG phone. Is that what you're referencing? LG phone? Okay. And Shay is watching me on her computer from the UK. That's awesome. Okay. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Shay, again for downloading the HTLM. Thank you. Yeah, LG phone. Kingfish. Respect and love to Kingfish. He's watching on his LG phone. Man, your phone does everything. It's amazing. Amazing. Don't let perfection be the enemy to progress. Keep pushing forward. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to look perfect. Your haircut doesn't have to be exactly right. And, you know what I mean? The conditions don't have to be perfectly right for you to just go out there. Let people laugh at you a little bit, and that's okay. Don't let perfection stop you. Oh, great times, man. Let me check the temperature out here. I like to do that periodically, too. Atlanta. 30 degrees. 30 degrees. Smartphones have changed the game, no doubt about it, Jesse. And for the better, in my opinion. And technology has made it easier for you to be a nomad. And Jesse's watching from a Samsung tablet. Respect to you, Jesse. What I have personally is my Samsung phone, and then I have an iPad Pro. I use my iPad Pro only limited. I bought it a few years ago. I do have a laptop, but that's solely for work because I need to do different software programs such as CAD, etc. But I pretty much, I would say I do 90% of my things on my phone, 90%. And technology has made it easier for you to be a nomad, one, to live a simpler life, two, and to have less clutter. I mean, you don't need to keep a printed out receipt for everything. All you need to do is take a screenshot, do a soft copy, and send it to your personal email and archive it. I mean, and you have everything backed up on the cloud, etc. Now, can somebody, tap into that? I mean, anything can be tapped into, but you have less clutter. I mean, I remember when I first moved out on my own, I had a file cabinet with years of tax returns and all these different documents, and I had my own business. I had all these different paper receipts. I mean, that shit takes up 90% of your closet space in your house is just storing document stuff. You don't need that anymore with the digital era, technology era, and it makes it easier. I mean, GPS location for everything. JPM Lunkin is at my mother's right now. Okay, she's elderly. I understand. I'm dealing a little bit with an elderly mom myself, so respect to you, JPM. And she lives alone. I can understand that and really enjoys my company. I want to stop there, and then I'm going to read the rest of your comment. I want to say this to everyone out there. If you have a mother and if you have a good relationship, I can't say that all mothers are great, but if you are blessed enough to have a good mother, spend quality time with her. Please call her. You're going to have no relationship like anyone else if you have a good mother. I mean, there's some exceptions where people have bad mothers, and none of us are perfect. Don't put put anybody to be on a pedestal, but reach out to your mother. It's important. If you have a decent one. I know some people, have mothers on drugs, etc. But if you have a decent mother, and there's going to be nobody that loves you like your mom, for the most part, and they're imperfect too. Okay, but that's very important. Spend quality time. I want to finish reading JPM's comment. She enjoys company. Yeah, sure. I'm sure she enjoys her company. So basically, I'm in the Jeep and her house. Now, let me ask you this, JPM, because when I go to visit my mom, she offers me a bed to sleep in. Once in a while I would, but very rarely I do. I enjoy more sleeping in my car in her driveway than I do in her house. I'm curious, JPM, if when you go visit your mom, do you sleep in her house or do you sleep in the driveway because you're more comfortable in your own car? Or I may be odd. Maybe some people like to sleep in the house more. I know people laugh at me when I do that, but I honestly feel more comfortable. I feel like in my own place, in my own car. Jesse, see what I like about this channel is the simplicity. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. I really do, brother. And I share this philosophy of less equals less stress. Jesse, amen, brother. And if you can get that, I think you've changed your life, brother. I really do. And thank you. And I'm going to JPM Lunker. I rent my house to my son. I remember you telling me that, JPM, to avoid a mortgage. Well, I hear you. And like I say, you just got to be careful with the boundaries there. But I hear you. And I respect to you again as a mother, and the relationship I'm sure you have with your son. That's special, and I appreciate that. Jesse, I'm not putting a fridge and a sink. I agree with that. I saw a guy called City Nomad. I watched a little bit of his thing. I don't like that at all, the way his setup is. But that's just my opinion, not disrespect. And all kinds of stuff in the car. Yeah, I don't like clutter, man. I don't like all that crap. There's no reason for me. Simplicity is key. Jesse's got it, man. Jesse's got it, man. Simplicity is key, man. Simplicity will change your life. It will. It will. You think I'm trying to sell you something? I'm not trying to sell you nothing. Because, less is more, okay? And we're going back to, I just want to circle back on the theme what was really on my spirit tonight. Do not let perfection be the enemy of progress. Even when you simplify your life, you're going to get frozen at different periods of the day and every day. you're going to be doing something and you're going to get like this because you want something to be perfect, you have to accept that life, there's not, even this world, even the earth is on a tilt. The world isn't straight, the world isn't perfect, but yet it still keeps turning, it still keeps going. That's how life is. Life is on a tilt, and things aren't exactly perfect. You have to still keep moving. You have to still keep rotating. Very powerful. I sleep in the house. Okay, but this is JPM Lawn Care. But what you're saying, because I do enjoy the feeling of being in a car. Yeah. I hear you, JPM. And I hear you too that you want to sleep in the house. And I'm not against that. And I've made a video about that too. And I want everybody to have that freedom that if you ever go somewhere, don't feel like you're giving up on the lifestyle if you want to sleep at somebody's house, or if you want to spend a few nights at a hotel room, or whatever. Or if you ever want to go back to living in a house. Don't feel like you converted to a religion and you're betraying everything you believed in if you go back. No, look, anything that wants to control your mind is hurting you, not helping you. Whether it's a religion or whether it's a lifestyle, never forget that. If you become a vegetarian and you backslide and you want to have meat, then have it. Believe me, on my journey to be a vegetarian, there's plenty of times I backslid in the fried chicken spot. Okay, ashamed. I did like 6 months as a vegetarian. Then you see me at Popeye's Chicken in the parking lot, stuffing my face with a 12-piece chicken. Mild, not spicy. You understand what I'm saying? But I really don't like Popeye's Chicken. I used to like Pudgy's Chicken, but that was only in New York. They don't have that anymore. KFC went downhill. But what I'm trying to share with you is, don't ever let anything control your mind. Keep your mind free. And if you backslide, and if you decide to go to a different direction, as long as you're not hurting one in this world, as long as you are not hurting anyone, give yourself freedom to do whatever you want. Okay? You know, you want to go in sleep in a bed, you sleep in a bed. You want to go in a house, sleep in a house. You know, you're a vegetarian, and then you want to eat meat. You have to. I want you to be determined and a little bit tough on yourself to push forward. But then I also don't want you to be so harsh on yourself that you have to live ashamed and embarrassed. I don't want that for you. And who the hell is that to put that burden on your soul? Nobody. Nobody should put that burden on your soul. Be yourself and be free. Phone. Glam Gypsy's watching from a phone. Respect and love to you, Glam Gypsy. I'm feeling that Honda Element. Shay from the UK. We love Shay. I used to live in my boat. Shay has lived such an interesting life, man. I used to live on my boat, but sold it for a trailer. Yep. So now much better, no marine fees. Yeah, boat's a money trap. Okay. Even if you live in it, in my opinion, boat is a lot of maintenance. I know a lot of people that bought boats, money trap. Okay. Not to disrespect anybody that has boats, but I'm just sharing my experience. And I think he did the right thing. Shay's living full time in an RV trailer, I believe, on a family member's property in the UK. Shay, what type of RV trailer do you have? I mean, I look at them often. Once in a while, I think maybe when I get older, maybe I would do something like that, buy a plot of land or something. What type of RV trailer do you have? Kingfish, respect and love to you. I'm just starting this Nomad journey in Florida. Kingfish, me and you are cool, man. I want to know what part of Florida. Wait a minute. In Florida, and I'm in a Mazda 2. That's interesting. That I removed the back seat. Look at you re-engineering your space. Do you, Kingfish? All I have right now is a folding mat and blankets. Only part-time for now. Kingfish, man, that's powerful, brother. One is, that's an awesome story. You don't have to share, and please just say that you don't want to share. What part of Florida are you in? And don't say the town. Just say central, north, or south, because you have to keep a level of privacy for yourself, and you should. But I'm interested in that. And now I want to say that in my experience in being in Florida, it's not that nomad friendly, because there's a lot of ordinances, there's a lot of rules against Walmart overnights, but there's a lot of free state parks, and there's a lot of free. So I actually shouldn't say that. You just have to be mindful of that. But yeah, I mean, you live in Florida, so who am I to tell you? But this is a great time of year for you. Congratulations, man. You're living the best time of year. You're in Florida. It's like 70, 80 degrees. God bless you, brother. And probably like 50 or 60 at night. That's perfect. Shay, yes, too expensive to maintain. Yes, Shay, a boat is way too expensive. A Bali pageant. I don't know that type. I'll have to Google it. Central Florida. I love Central Florida. I love Kingfish, just so you know. I won't say that exact. I love what they call the Space Coast. And I'm sure if you're from Central Florida, you know what the Space Coast is. For those who don't know America or don't know Florida, the Space Coast is where NASA and the United States of America, the Space Shuttle program, when we started our journey to the moon, first started. It's in Cape Canaveral, Florida, which is the central East Coast. And I love that whole area, that whole A1A. It's a highway that runs all up and down the Florida East Coast. I think it's a beautiful place to be. And so I love the Space Coast, just so you know, Kingfish. Jesse, on a different note, do you believe in the universe is as vast as they say? And if so, do you believe in aliens? Good question, Jesse. Um, I don't think anyone, including myself, can fully comprehend the universe or fully comprehend God or fully comprehend everything. I think so. I don't know the answer to is it as vast as we say. I think it's an endless thing that I can't comprehend it. I'll just say that. Period. Do I believe in aliens? Me personally, I would say no at this time, but I certainly don't mock anyone that does, and I don't belittle anyone. But those are my two answers. Do I believe the universe is as vast as they say it is? I don't know, but I do always believe in critically thinking. I don't just accept things, but I'm also not stubborn like it may be. And me personally, I don't believe in aliens, but I don't mock people that do. That's my opinion. Popeye's on point. Popeye's on point sometimes, mild all day. Respect to you, Jesse. Yeah, but Popeyes will put you in the grave. They almost put me in the grave, man. I got up in 350 pounds, but I love Popeyes. Well, I love fried chicken. Popeyes, it was okay. But yeah, but you gotta have fun too. You gotta enjoy life. I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't want to lie to you. Like all the years I ate fast food and the years I had my fun indulging, it was a lot of fun. So I don't want to begrudge you from not enjoying your life, and I don't want you to feel ashamed like you can't share with me like, yo, Sammy, I just had like a 12-piece chicken. I'm not gonna shame you. Like, God bless. I mean, obviously, part of my life journey is one of my core messages is I believe in taking care of yourself, health-wise, mind, body, and soul, and I believe you live a better quality life. But at the same time, I also understand and I believe that we're all at different parts of the journey. So just because I'm at my part of the journey where now I'm a vegetarian, I eat pretty much plant-based stuff, I'm not going to attack you for eating Popeyes or eating General Tso's chicken from the Chinese spot with an egg roll on the side, and you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And so I want you to enjoy your life. Obviously, I'm going to have to share my spirit and what's on my soul, but I don't want to shame anyone. I don't believe in that. Okay? Linda's with the strong arm. Respect and love to you. I just got home. Well, welcome, Linda. You know you're always welcome. It's been a good night so far. It's been very positive, very fluid. We've talked about a lot of good things. And I'm circling back just on the message, and then we talk all over. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. You don't have to look perfect in your clothes. You don't have to wait for the perfect time to wear your clothes. Conditions do not always have to be perfect. And if you wait for the conditions to be perfect, you will never make progress. Progress is made by small daily steps and accepting imperfect, accepting a level of imperfection. Okay? You have to have that mindset. You don't get frozen by the idea of perfection. Mental disorders, at the core of them, there's an image of perfection. Insecurities come from the idea of perfection. Okay? You don't want insecurities. You don't want to be held back in this world from being the unique, free self that you are. Very powerful. Very powerful. It's 6 o'clock here, East Coast time in the U.S. It's a beautiful day. 30 degrees in the New York area. Things are going smooth. Linda, how was your day? Linda, are you full-time in your car, or are you or do you have an apartment, etc.? Yeah, I mean, definitely. Well, the other thing is that this weekend, like I said too, is take that, this weekend use as an opportunity, whether you want to start your journey or you want to take long. Now, some people say, hey, look, take long trips, and you can start that way to see if like it will work for you to live in your car. For me personally, that didn't help. What helped me was getting thrown out to the wolves, because you really won't really experience living out of your car until you have no place to go, as far as like, you can't go back home. 65 degrees in upstate South Carolina. JPM Lawn Care, that's the perfect temperature, man. JPM Lawn Care, you're doing great. You probably have the windows open. You're at your mom's house. You always feel a little bit better when you're at your mom's house, if you have a good relationship with them. And, you feel more at peace and at ease. And, she likes having you there. And then when you're dealing with an older person, they don't have too much expectation on you. Because when you're older, you kind of figure out life. When you're younger, you're in a rush to do everything. You have you're trying to accomplish everything. You're putting a lot of demands on people. When you're older, you enjoy simplicity more. So if you are, like Jesse was saying, and like I always say, if you're at a point maturity wise in your mind, if you have an older mind where you have realized that you don't need that much and you're enjoying simplicity, you figured it out. Because that's, I'm sure, what JPM Lawn Care is experiencing with her mom, and what I experienced with my mom when I visit her. At this stage in her life, as she's 70 years old, like when we go see each other, it's not like, oh, we need to do this grand thing to enjoy the weekend. No, like now, like at her age and my age, like we go and we sit down, whether, we go out to the store and we walk around, or we just sit with each other, and I, if I go in her house and I watch TV with her, and we just enjoy each other's company. Very simple. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not going to Disney World. When you're young, it's like you have to go to Disney World in order to have this great time. But the reality is you fight most of the time. You're going to fight on the trip to Disney World as a family because everybody's rushing and everybody's, got so much luggage and crap. You're going to argue on the way to checking into the hotel or to the campground. Then you're going to, fight with the lines to get on the rides. Then you got to fight to put all the stuff back in the car and travel back home. And then, it never stops. When you're older, that rush and hustle and bustle, it's gone. Because you realize that's not what it's about. And not begrudging anybody from going on vacation to Disney World, but what I'm trying to bring home to the point is that the simplicity of enjoying each other's company and someone you truly enjoy. If you don't enjoy someone's basic company, then if you have to go to Disney World to be happy with them, then you're with the wrong person. If you have to go somewhere to see fireworks in order to be happy with that person, then that's not the right person. You have to be entertained, okay? JPM Lawn Care. I figure home will always be my home base. That's very key. It's a blessing to have a mother that you can use as your home base. I agree with that. I owe her that for sure. Yeah, a mother's love is a blessing. We should all take care of our parents if we can. Now, you bring up a powerful point. Now, should you take care of I believe you should take care of your parents to the point of your capability. You're not a full-time caretaker. If you have a full-time job, you'll never be an effective full-time caretaker. And when you get to a certain age, my opinion, seeing many people be of that age and get to that point where they need help, you're not going to be able to properly care for your mother or your parent, and it's going to build to bad times. You're going to get, something bad is going to happen. They need the full-time care. You can't be pulled in that many directions and take care of your mother or your father, and you're better off in a facility that has long-term care, and you're better off as a visitor. A full-time caretaker has a mental relief valve that they're going to a job to get paid for it for 8 hours, and then they're checking out. When you're a full-time caretaker to your parent, in addition to having a full-time job, in addition to having children of your own, there's no way you have that amount of mental and physical capacity to do both effectively. And you don't want to get into a situation where you're caring for an elderly parent and you fail tremendously, like I did with my dog, because I had too many. And then you feel guilty as hell when they die because you feel like you weren't the best caretaker. Just be careful. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I know I'm stumbling over my words a little bit, but I think you get the core message. I'm certainly not against taking care of your parents as they get older. I'm for that. But what I'm trying to say maturely is that as you get older, you get to a certain level, you may not, where there is a level of professional care in a professional environment that they need, and you also need your own personal time. Because the problem with dealing with someone who's suffering, and I've been there in different ways in my life, is that there's nothing you can do. Okay? And it's a tough time in life, and you want to be able to just play the role as the loving daughter. Because there's a different role. There is a role as a loving daughter, and then there's a role as a full-time nurse caretaker. And you don't want to play both roles, because you have to have a boundary of there's different mindsets for different roles. A full-time nurse caretaker, yes, she has a role to be compassionate, but she has a way that she needs to do certain things to keep this patient healthy. As a loving daughter or as a loving son, your job is to just be there and hold their hand, or to be there and watch the honeymooners with them, or to watch, whatever. So just be mindful of that. It's my experience, my opinion. If a train was going to hit a small child, but you could derail it, let me read this because this is probably a thought-provoking question. If a train was going to hit a small child, but you could derail it, and it hit 5 grown men instead, what would you do? No penalties either way, just a morality question. The answer is, I don't know, and I don't think anyone knows. I've been in situations where things get real hairy, not to that extent, but when you get in an emergency situation, there's a plan in your mind, and then there's what actually happens. No one with certainty can say what they would do in a life and death situation. When adrenaline and when real risk is in front of you, I've seen people that are cowards become brave, and I've seen brave people become cowards. None of us know. And, you just, and I don't even know how to wisely and lovingly answer that question. So then when I'm at that point, I'm wise enough to say I don't know. And what I would say is I would just hope that I would do the best thing possible, and God will give me grace. I don't know the answer. That's my answer. Okay. Oh, respect and love. It's the weekend. It's Friday night. Okay. Now, Friday night means different things for you when you're at different points in your life. Okay. So obviously, when you're in your 20s, it's party night, and you damn sure ain't watching live for the most part. If you're watching live, you're waiting for a booty call or something. And then when you're in your 30s, you may be hustling and bustling. Now I'm in my 30s. I'm 37. But for me, I'm at the point. I partied when I was very young. I started like at the age of 11, 12 partying, all the way into my mid 20s. I was never really a club partier, but I was in a lot of those situations. I got that all out of my system. I like simplicity. Jaws V Vlogs. Forgive me for saying your name wrong. Jaws. Jazz, I'll call you. Do you believe in God? Yes, Jazz. Respect and love to you. I love that dog profile picture. I love dogs. I had a boxer dog. So this is my first time, I believe, communicating with you, Jazz Vlogs. Yes, I do believe in God. Yes, I do believe in Jesus Christ. Do I force people or do I shame anyone who doesn't know? Do I have people of different faiths and religions in my inner circle? Yes. Do I care if someone is atheist? No. I respect and love everyone, and I'm not an extremist, and I disagree with some people that quote-unquote are Christian. So I think for myself. I believe in critically thinking, but I do believe in the grace of God. I do believe in Jesus. That's of my opinion. Do I believe in aliens? Someone asked me that question before. Me personally, no, but I don't mock anybody that does, and I don't think anyone in this world can tell you with certainty, if they exist or they don't. I mean, some things in life none of us know. So I don't want to try to sit here act like I'm high and mighty. I'm not. I'm human like everyone else. We all have different levels of insight, and we all have different gifts. And none of us are better than the other. We're all just different. Some people have the gift of communication. Some people have the gift of caretaking. Being a caretaker is a gift. Some people have that grace and patience. Some people have a tremendous amount of intellect, where they do formulas, etc. Do I believe in ghost? That may be demons, ghost demons. I believe, in the spiritual realm. That's my best way I can answer it. I believe in a spiritual realm where there's good and bad spirits as far as different things, but I don't live in fear of anything, and I don't promote living in fear of anything. I don't believe in superstitions either. Like when I was younger, I used to have a level of OCD. Like if somebody said something bad or something, like I throw a piece of salt over my shoulder, or I have to touch something 3 times, or else I felt something bad would happen, I let that go. Why did I let that go? Because that's a controlling of the mind. If your religion, if your superstition, if your belief in ghosts, if your belief in aliens, if anything controls your mind and doesn't want you to be lovingly free, it's not for you, it's against you. And I don't want anything that's against me. I want to be free. So I try to fight back against anything that is controlling my mind from being free. The only thing I try to do is I try to exercise self-control. That's the only control I believe in, is controlling yourself, where you don't let your emotions and your anger and all the different, you don't let yourself get ahead of yourself. You have to have a level of self-control. That's wisdom. Self-discipline is wisdom, with the understanding we all fail. Good question. Do you get pissed at gas prices in Canada? I'm not in Canada. If anybody's in the chat rooms from Canada, please fare free. I shared yesterday, gas prices right now in the New York area are $2.49 a gallon for regular. So I don't know what they are in Canada. But when you're living a simple life out of your car, and I get about 30 miles per gallon because I do mainly highway driving. If gas prices go up, I made a video on that. If you're going to live full-time out of your car or whatever, you should also always be mindful of the fuel efficiency of that vehicle. Because gas prices at any time can spike, whether you have a hurricane or war. And so, if gas prices go up $1 and you're living out of your car, it's not going to break you. Now, if gas prices go up $1 and you're living in a mortgage that takes up 80% of your paycheck, and you got 3 kids, then gas prices going up 2 cents is going to break your back. You understand what I'm saying? Live simple. Less is more. Never forget it. Would you survive here in Canada? It's 10 degrees below. Wow, that's cold. Right now it's about 28 degrees here in New York. So I mean I have been in New York area in the cold dead of winter when it is below zero. I mean that's crazy. No, I wouldn't personally want to be there, no. But I mean I've met a Nomad in New Jersey over the summer who full time's out of his Volkswagen van, and he travels a lot. I think he travels out of Canada in the winter. But I'm sure that there's some people, like we have a guy from the Netherlands that's part of our channel, Jagger JF10, and he's going to live out of his car. So you could do it. I mean, and you could have a portable heater. So it's not impossible. Don't put a mental barrier up. I mean, there's people living in Canada before we had a modern day society. Does it make things a little bit harder? Yes. Would I personally want to do it? No. Does that mean you can't do it? No. Everything is relative to what you want to do. Okay? Because what you want to do, you will find a way to make it work as much as possible. There's some things you can't make work, but you can make a lot of things work. But the question will always come back to, what do you want out of life? And what comes easily to you? See, what comes easily to you and what makes you happy, you're going to have an extra level of strength to do things that, like somebody who doesn't want to live out of their car, it could be 50 degrees and they'll start going crazy because they don't want to live out of their car, so the conditions will never be perfect. And it'll never be right for them. But when you want to do something, you're willing to deal with a level of inconvenience. So it's relative to who you are and what you want. And for all of us, that answer is different. So I don't promote follow me. I promote be you. That's what my profile picture says. And live a life, mind, body, and soul in a healthy, positive place, and respect others. That's my core message. My emotions rule me to agree. Well, Jesse, I understand that, and I have compassion because it's not easy to have self-control, so I don't judge you at all. I also do have do as you will mindset, and that's wisdom. Life is too short. Yeah, life is too short to take yourself too serious. Like sometimes people laugh at me, and sometimes people get upset with me. I laugh at myself sometimes. And you're going to live a better quality life when you laugh at yourself and you have a little bit more of a carefree attitude. Certainly sometimes you have to get serious, and certainly when somebody's doing one level of disrespect, I'm not saying violence is the answer, but I'm saying have serious boundaries for them. Because you don't need somebody consistently disrespecting you. I don't believe in violence, but step away, and certainly I believe in self-defense if you needed to. But yeah, you got to laugh at yourself. You have to. That's wisdom. Would you eat yellow snow? Josh Vegas, I hear you, brother. No, me personally, I wouldn't eat yellow snow. But if you wanted to eat yellow snow, I wouldn't be mad at you because I don't judge you. But me personally, no. Dana's in the house. Dana Hanna, very positive person. Respect and love to Dana's got a beautiful picture of a dog as her profile picture. Hi, Sam. I hope you had a good day. Love your live chats. Well, I love her and appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I love the picture of your dog. Is that your dog? And is your dog still alive? I love dogs. I think dogs are a blessing. Ki Jobu. Forgive me if I'm saying your name wrong. Ki Jobu. Do you need any time? Do you spend any time in nature? Thanks for sharing yourself here. Kijobu, forgive me again if I'm saying your name wrong. I spend a lot of time in nature. And thank you for your question, and thank you for joining the live chat. I appreciate and respect you. I feel more connected with nature than I ever did. So sometime when I'm at a family member's house or something and I'm inside their house, when I just say I want to go outside and sleep in my car, immediately, once I get out of that front door and I step into the outside air, I feel so much more connected with nature. When I sleep in the back seat of my car, as long as I'm at a safe spot, I mean, you want to be in a relatively safe area. As long as I feel I'm in a safe area, I sleep so great. Because sleeping out of your car, you're so close to nature. And I feel I spend 90% of my time, outside my car. I mean, whether I'm at work, I mean, my live chats now take up a little bit more time than I used to be in my car. But I enjoy the live chats because for me, it adds a level of social connecting, and I've enjoyed them. If it gets to a point where I didn't enjoy them, then I wouldn't do them because that's my core driver. But me personally, yes, I spend a lot of time in nature, but I define it how I like it. How I like nature is somewhat trees and forests, but mostly beach and coastal areas. That's the type of nature I like. I don't like hills and mountains. I like flat land and beaches. That's me personally. Jaws Vlogs, good answer. I appreciate you, brother. I respect. Okay, Sam, nice chat. Ciao. Nice chat to you, Jaws Vlogs. Respect and love to you, and God bless, man. Beautiful dog, too, as well in your profile picture. Thank you, brother, for everything. Or woman, I'm not sure. I don't want to be disrespectful, but thank you. Dana, hey, I had two of them. Oh, so hard to lose a dog, man. Let me keep reading your comment before I start to cry. They were sisters, my soulmates. Yes. They passed away. I hope to see them in heaven. Dana, my heart breaks as I read that. And losing my dog is like losing a child. I mean, I made a couple videos about it, and I'm being so serious right now. Especially if you never had children. I never had children. I never had a family. My dog was like my baby. And I mean, you think companionship is a relationship with a man or a woman, and it is. But a dog's love is so unconditional. Like you can be an asshole one day and your dog still loves you. I mean, that's unconditional love, and that's why they say that. And I had to put my dog down. I don't wish that on anyone, not even my enemy. Watching the life, I have to say this, but I don't want to say this in an explicit way, but I want to share my heart. You know, putting my dog down and watching the life go out of her soul, watching her life go out of her body, I mean, fuck, it broke me. It broke me. Cried like a baby. If I think about it even too long now, I still cry. And I couldn't tell anybody for about 6 months that my dog passed because I didn't want to talk about it. Almost the same way it was for me when I moved in my car. I didn't tell anybody for 6 months because I was so raw emotionally that I couldn't handle talking about it. I wasn't ready. I wasn't healed. And so anyone who has lost their dog that loves dogs, my heart goes out to you. And I love dogs. I think dogs are great. Now, I don't have the type of environment, or I don't have the willingness to make that type of commitment again. So that's why I don't have a dog, because it is a level of commitment. It's a level of responsibility. It's a blessing. There's a huge reward. But I say all that to say I hear you. Jesse, in Star Wars, would you be on the light side or the dark side of the Force? Jedi or Smith? Well, I would definitely always try to be on the light side. I believe in positivity, and I would be on the light side, if that's the positive side. I believe it is. I wasn't never huge into Star Wars, and I believe, but I would try to be on the positive side, the light side of everything. I mean, that's why I share myself the way I do. I mean, really, the upside for me to sharing is, there's something inside me that I do want to be a positive influence. I realize I'm not going to save the world. I realize people are still going to do whatever they want. I realize I'm still imperfect, and I'm certainly not telling you to be like me. But I try to add, if anything, maybe a level of hope to myself, to others. And I try to be a light in the darkness. There's a scripture that says, let your light shine on to men and women. You know, be a light in the darkness. I believe in that. And I believe even Star Wars, even if you don't believe in God or anything, it's all based around spiritual principles about, you know what I mean, light overcoming darkness, etc., etc. And many things are. It's all basic principles, in my opinion. The dark side is fueled by desire and passion. Yeah, well, and there's nothing wrong necessarily with desire and passion. It's uncontrolled desire and passion that can get you in trouble. And we all fall sometimes, myself included. While the light side is fueled by neutrality and restraint. Yes. And like we've talked about often on this channel, or I have, is life is about balance. Because I do believe that you need a level of desire and passion. You can't just have intelligence, and you can't just have restraint. You have to have a level of intensity, of urgency. I mean, you watch some videos. I mean, some people think I'm a nut job. But then you watch some videos. I mean, I'm so calm. I mean, you have to balance things. It's not easy. Balance is tremendously hard. But I believe you need both. And I believe the untamed spirit is the spirit you have to worry about. And we all human, so we're all going to fail. It's my opinion on that subject. But it's a good comment, Jesse. And that's why I like movies. I mean, I think movies nowadays are garbage. I don't like a lot of the new movies. But I will say that Star Wars and different, like, you know what I mean, pivotal movies to society, I think they add to society. Creative movies that have good messages, whether they're a romance movie or whether they're a sci-fi movie, just because, like, they're a sci-fi, it doesn't mean you can't get awesome life messages and life principles that can change your life. And there's nothing wrong with having a childlike creative spirit. Like, if you want to believe you're Superman or you want to believe you're Superwoman, like, inside your being, if that inspires you and that gets you creative, then you got to be you. So I love movies like that. Okay. Dana. They protected me from my ex. Oof, then you really had a connection, because I understand exactly what you're saying. They knew he was a bad person. Praise God. Amen. And they loved me even when he said I wasn't good. Oh, bless you, Dana. Bless you. Sam, the pain is still quite strong. I understand. I will see them again. I understand, Dana. Thank you. Let me say this to you, Dana. Just by you writing that comment, you have accelerated the healing process. I believe that anytime you lovingly share your story, even when it's painful, part of this too for me is therapy. If I'm being totally honest with you, is that when you document your life and when you document your thoughts and you share them with others, it's therapeutic. Okay? Because it puts It makes you put effort into organizing your thoughts and your feelings and documenting them. When you don't organize and document your thoughts, they get trapped in your mind. And let me tell you something, mental health, huge part of life. Very underestimated part of life. And don't think that somebody to have poor mental health has to have go. Somebody doesn't have to go on a shooting spree to have poor mental health. You can have a mass shooting inside your mind every night. You understand what I'm saying? And you can hurt no one but yourself. And that's why I share and that's why I rather share them. And you have to get some of that stuff out. Certainly, you got to be mindful on who you share what and when, but respect and love to you, Dana. That's what I'm saying, too. Kingfish, respect and love to Florida. I love the beaches also. When I retire in 2 years, I plan to winter in Florida. That's the best way. Is South Key West. I actually know a guy at my job who his father lives in Key West area and do winter up north. Really do up north in North Florida probably you mean. Yeah, unless you would come up to north in the Jersey area, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's great. I have a guy that I know who has family members in Florida, in Key West specifically, and he's close to retirement. So I think he's thinking of eventually going down to. Sorry, I meant somewhere up north. No, I get you, Kingfish. Good comment, brother. Dana, thank you for understanding. No problem. Thank you for sharing. I always have been told that I am a misfit. You make me smile. Man, don't worry about what people tell you. As long as you're not hurting nobody, Dana, then God bless, man. You keep doing your thing, and I appreciate you. Hey, Jesse, if you could have a society of 1,000, good questions, okay. If you could have a society of 1,000 people who lived in perfect happiness, but one suffered beyond imagine, would you condone or condemn that society? Well, great thought-provoking question, Jesse, and I thank you for having a creative mind and thinking about these things. In my journey, I've learned to, if I can't control it, I can't spend time thinking about it, okay? Because what I learned is that's also another mental trap and mental harm. They say that 90% of things that people worry about will never happen, and probably even higher than that. So that scenario, because I have no control over it, I wouldn't spend time thinking about it. I don't want to get caught in that paradigm. I believe there's a paradigm in the mental realm. There's a spiritual realm, and then there's a mental realm. So I'm very mindful to discipline my thoughts. Very mindful. You have to discipline yourself not to eat fast food. You have to discipline your thoughts. Like sometimes I have negative thoughts, and I discipline them. I don't allow my mind to dwell on them. So not that that's a negative thought, and I thank you for that thought, Jesse, but it's a thought that has no answer. Because there's no perfect answer, and I don't want, back to the theme of tonight, I don't want perfect to be the enemy of progress. So I want to continue to make progress based on the things I can control in this society today. And then if I ever get in a position where I have to make a decision, then I pray that all the progress I've been making up to that point will give me the wisdom and grace to make the right decision at that time. But until then, we make progress, because perfection is the enemy of progress. Never forget it. Good question. Just before doing, I'm back in the minivan. Welcome back. Just before doing now, laying in the bed. You got the setup made with my phone and my magnetic mount above my head. It's like an interactive TV. You're in heaven. You're in heaven just before doing. I know exactly where you're at. I'm gonna be with you. It's only 6:30. It's dark as hell here. In a couple hours or a few hours, I'm gonna be exactly where you are. I know how you feel. You got the perfect setup, man. It's awesome. That's awesome. Just before doing. I love it, man. Just before doing is living the dream, man. That's great. Good for him, man. Oh, I got some water, man. This is awesome. Oh, it's amazing. It's a good thing. It's amazing. See, 6:30. That means dark as hell right now. I mean, I shouldn't even say hell. This is just dark. Magnetic mount. Yeah, just before doing. JPM Lawn Care saying magnetic mount. Yeah, that'd be. I don't even know if you can take a picture though and upload it to the chat room. I don't know how that works. I'm not sure. And when I see this chat room on my phone, I'm not sure how it comes across. If you watch it on a computer, it may have a different format. So I'm not sure what you can or can't share. I'm going to turn, as we speak, what I'm doing right now is I'm turning my heat on. I have my car running. So my generator's on. I have full electricity, full heating. So right now I'm in a climate controlled thing. I mean, it's like 72 degrees. Outside is 28 degrees, okay? I don't run my car when I'm sleeping, but I also have heated seats. So right now my ass is warm as hell. So I'm living as comfortable as anybody else in society. Now at night it'll get a little cool, but I'll heat this car up and then I'll shut it off and then I'll sleep 8 hours and I'll be good. Dana, what part of Jersey do you live in? I used to say in Sussex. Sussex County, up in the mountains, close to that area. I try not to disclose exactly where I stay, and I kind of only up in that area for work-related things, close to New York. So yeah, for my own privacy, but right in that area, right in that area. I would say northern New Jersey. That's how I describe it. Now, even other people, like, they share where they're at. I asked that, like, even my man Catfish, I said, don't share the exact town you're in. Not that, like, I don't think 99% of people would ever do anything, but you have to have some level of privacy. And I don't want anybody, so I would just say, always say the area that you live in. That's wisdom. And as a nomad, that's my recommendation to you, is that you only give areas. You shouldn't have, just like when I had a house. When I would meet 90% of people, like, I would never tell them, like, yo, I live on this street. I would say I live in this area, or I live in this town. I mean, some towns in New Jersey and everywhere in the world, towns are huge. I don't even care if you want to say the town, that's fine, as long as it's not like a small little town that's only like a couple hundred people. But if you live in a town of 100,000 or whatever, then you can say the town. I mean, but like when I had a house, for 15 years, I never told anyone my address. I mean, never. Even like people I dated, it took months before I told them where I lived. So, and some of that I fucking regret. You understand what I'm saying? So thank God I had to get a community. I'm not gonna lie about that. All right. Good question. Good question. And good question, Dana. Please don't take it apart. Good question, though. Good question. I love you, Dana. I bought it from Walmart for $20. It's phones and tablets. Yeah, just before dawn. So $20 for a magnetic mount. That's very interesting. I don't know what type of set. See, yeah, when you have a minivan, you have a whole nother thing. Yeah, privacy is key. Just yes, it is. And respect and love to Dana again. And Dana, thank you for sharing your journey. That you're in Sussex area. That's a great area too. But everyone's right here. Yes, as far as the overall theme that you want to have a level of privacy, but also to connect with people, you have to have a level of intimacy. You have to share. It's a balance. Life is balanced. Life is balanced. Just before doing, I'm going to look that up. I always have a problem in my Jeep keeping my phone propped. JPM Lawn Care, that's a good thing. Sometimes at night, it is a little bit hard for me too to keep my phone propped. I could probably rig something up, but that's a good idea too. Yeah, to look into different things you can mount them on. JPM Lawn Care, what kind of Jeep do you have? I think JPM Lawn Care has a Jeep Cherokee, if I remember right, but certainly she can answer for herself. So we got a Jeep Cherokee, we got a Jeep Renegade, and we got a Jeep Patriot. Yeah, she's got a Cherokee. Grand Cherokee, JPM Lawn Care, or is it a regular Cherokee? And Dana, do you live full time out of your car, or do you live in a house or apartment? Good night, Sam. Oh, talk to you soon. All right, Dana, I'm gonna miss you. All right, thank you for joining. Love and respect to you, Dana, and I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your journey. Sorry, 5-speed. Yeah, 5-speed. Yeah, you have automatic. I'm not an automatic, a stick. Yeah, Jeeps are good cars. Of course, the Grand Cherokee, there's a lot of room in that. But even a regular Cherokee is very similar to the Jeep Patriot. How often do you see friends and like that? Or are you always solo? Most of the time I'm solo, but I mean, I have a full-time job, so I see people every day. And then when I'm off on my weekends or, for a few days in a row, because I do some work remotely, is that, I connect with a few family members. I've always been, for the most part, though, I like a lot of alone time. Like the past few weekends, I have different people, great friends that invited me to certain parties. And not like a party, but like a party like for whether it's their kids or whether it's like their birthday party. And I just don't feel comfortable going. I love them, I respect them, but it's just not my thing. I don't like to go to a lot of those events. That's just my style. It's not that it's right or it's wrong. It's just I'm sharing. Just before I downloaded all the episodes and some movies at the library early, so I have hours of entertainment. Yeah, just before dawn, he's living like a king down there in Georgia with his setup in his minivan. Man, he's gonna have an awesome weekend, an awesome night. He's just living free as a bird, and he's basically got a luxury apartment. I mean, you can't hate on that. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I really do. That's awesome. That's awesome. Love to you, Dana. Again, if you're still in the room, I just want to say that love to you. I love you. I appreciate you. Jesse, I feel the same way about that. We share a lot of the same principles. So that's nice that you are a successful car dweller. I'm going into that too. Yep. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. I mean that is the thing about connecting, especially in the beginning when you're a little scared, is that it's doable, and that other people are doing it and you're not alone. I mean that is important. I hear different people talk on that, but it's really to it. I mean the main scary part and the main hard part is really at night. In the beginning, is just getting used to sleeping in your car full time and not having in your mind a place to go back to. But over time, after you get over that and after you start to set your bed and stuff up nice, it doesn't really affect you. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm doing these. I spend a little bit more time in my car now that I do the live streams. But outside of that, I mean, most people, other than sleeping, they don't spend much time in their house. So it's not like earth shattering. Most people right now that have a house, it's 6:41 p.m. Eastern, where I'm at. Most people that have a house, they're not at their house right now. They're running around. They're either still food shopping for the weekend or they're getting ready to go out. So they're hustling and bustling or whatever. Audiobooks are a good thing. I agree with that. Music is good for the soul, always. I'm good with the phone. Yeah, phone's all you need. Phone's all you need. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Don't think you have to have, a TV, you know what I mean, all these different things. It doesn't have to be a perfect setup, especially in the beginning. Your car, your life, it doesn't have to be perfect. All you have to do is just keep moving forward and making progress. I never realized how much I love my smartphone. Yeah, they're the wave. Until living in a van. I didn't use it as much while living in an apartment. I agree with that. I use my laptop mostly at the library. Yeah, just before dawn, that's totally true. I mean, I don't think you could ever fully appreciate your smartphone as far as being your end-all be-all until you truly abandoned a conforming life. But once you leave your house or an apartment, you will realize that a phone is all you need, especially in today's society, and that may change over time, but a phone is really just a big screen. I mean, a TV is really just a big screen phone. And all you really do, all you're going to do is watch YouTube on that big screen TV. I mean, what are you going to watch? TV news? That's garbage. And if you really wanted to watch like TV news or a movie, all that stuff's on the internet where you can just have it on your phone. You don't need a cable TV and you don't need that whole setup. It's extra baggage. It's extra bills. It's extra baggage. And a lot of that stuff is negative to the mind. A lot of movies are negative to the mind. A lot of TV stuff is negative to the mind. YouTube, the thing I like about YouTube and the thing I like about the internet, I mean, you have the ability to search what you want. If you want to search talking about living out of a car, if you want to look, if JPM Lawn Care right now is going to, Google, a magnetic mount that she wants to find one in Walmart like just before dawn, then she can do that instead of watching the Hunger Games for 20 times, in a row. I mean, it's like, But again, I repeat, this topic was a good one. Really hits the bullseye as far as how I look at a lot of things. Nitpicking at the end, a lot of great ideas. Yes, Jesse. Do not let progress be the. Do not let price. See, now I'm getting tired a little bit myself. Do not let perfection be the enemy of progress. Yes, good lesson. I agree with that. I listen to audio books on my phone at night. Yes, that's that's wisdom. I think leaders read, and nowadays in the technology era, you don't have to physically read pages. You can just listen to them, and that's reading, and that's wisdom. Oh, No Man's Land with the great profile name. Good to see you. See you on YouTube. 15 Habits of the Poor. TV is on my list. That's interesting. I'll have to Google that. Yeah, 15. Yeah. I mean, stuff like that is awesome too. No Man's Land. Welcome, brother. I love that name. If it's if it's a guy, I don't know if it's a girl or not. And again, forgive me if I ever call you a girl or a guy, and I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, you can watch all those different type of like inspirational things and different like success, principles, 5 principles this, 10 principles that, and that's wisdom, and that's how you expand your mind, and that's how you reflect on positive thoughts, because your thoughts come from what you input into your mind. Your brain is your phone processor. So, your eyes are like the screen on your phone. your computer processor is your brain. What your input is, what you're programming your mind is whatever you're watching. And you have to be very mindful that that creates your thoughts, and then your thoughts take hold of your movement in life. And one of the thoughts that you can have is, because you're watching a certain TV star, or because you're watching something, because you're watching politics on a TV channel, you get caught up in the idea of, oh, society is all screwed up and this is what it needs to be perfect, or whatever. Or you're watching the Kardashians and you think, I want my ass to look like that. Or you're watching, weightlifting, whatever it is, and you get this idea of how a world should be. In a perfect world, it would be like this. And that again creates a thought that is the enemy to progress. No perfect world. And I'll tell you what won't get you to a better world is negative thoughts, and watching shit that's unhealthy for your mind. Entertainment is a big enemy of progress. I totally agree with that to a certain extent. Yes, I'd rather watch Thanks TV. Inspiration is key. Inspiration is key. Now, certainly in balance, it's okay to watch a little bit of like funny humor is wisdom. Humor is wisdom. So humor and funny stuff is good for your soul too and your mind. It relieves stress. So it's a balance. TV is all brainwash. I definitely agree with that. Huge distraction to our lives. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, it's a distraction. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, we need to be a little bit distracted as far as getting away. But don't let the weekends and your entertainment be a form of getting away to the point where you don't stay focused on what you need to do to make your life a reality. You don't want entertainment to become your reality. And now, your dreams have become fantasy. Your dreams should become reality, and entertainment should be fantasy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to go another 15 minutes. It's 6:45. I'll end this at 7 p.m. Eastern time, because I am, even myself, I'm getting a little bit tired. I want to do a little bit of walking before I go to bed, and I want to keep myself in a positive zone, and I don't want to exhaust the situation. I think 2 hours live is good. I think beyond that, even though I do feel like when I'm at sleep at night and I watch different people live, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's through Periscope or something, I enjoy just listening to them and letting them play in my earbuds, and it's just like being connected with somebody, and I kind of just doze off to it. So that's why also I try to provide this outlet. I realize sometimes a lot of people jump in and out, but it's also just to have it running, and just to have you to have that ability to connect with it. For me, it's helpful because I do that with other people. And so I want to be a solution to one outlet that you can have to connect with, and that you can just hear a voice talking to. And I try to keep it overall positive and try to have a positive theme. And then we take good feedback, good questions, and we go back and forth. And, but I'm very inspired and I'm very thankful. And I really feel good now too that I'm honestly sharing with you. And with 10 minutes to go, I'm just going to totally focus on quieting my spirit. Still talking, but I'm just going to calm myself and give some just closing thoughts. Hi, Sam. I slept in a hotel yesterday and recharged my inspiration. No Man's Land, great comment. You slept in a hotel yesterday and you recharged your inspiration. I think that's wisdom. I think from time to time you're going to need a break from your car, and I think you have that freedom and that flexibility to stay at a hotel, and I think you used it wisely, and now you're recharged and you're ready to go back into the car, and that's good. It's good to step away from something from time to time, and to get then reinvigorated and repassionate about something. So that was wisdom, man. Good for you. Yes, it puts everything back in focus. You're so right, No Man's Land. It does, and that's why people go on vacations. That's why people get away, because the routine of doing something day in, day out sometimes can wear on the mind, and you need a little bit of a break. And that's okay. That's healthy. And I haven't personally done that yet. I kind of get, to be honest with you, No Man's Land, I kind of get, and everyone, I kind of get a little bit overwhelmed by just at the idea of having to check in, of having to go in there and then check out. The whole process of the check in, check out, I don't know what bed I'm sleeping in. Sometimes that puts me a little bit off on it, but certainly I'm not against it, and I think it's wisdom to do it. But I'm just sharing with you. It's sometimes in my mind, Do I say, oh, should I stay at a hotel tonight? Do I want a break or something? But then I get kind of like, oh, I got to check in, I got to check out, I got to go through this, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, forget it. It's more of a headache to check into a hotel sometimes than to get recharged. But certainly, certainly it's a good thing in some extent. But I just want to encourage everyone this weekend, man. And I want to encourage myself. Things don't have to be perfect, man. And life doesn't have to be perfect. And it's okay that it's okay to just keep pushing forward and to just remember that beauty lies in constant movement, in moving past the idea of perfection, in letting go of insecurities that keep us frozen, and in having a vision of our bodies or an unflattering angle. We have to let go of that vision. We have to let go of that vision of perfection, and we have to just focus on making progress and not on getting frozen with ideas and standards of pressure. And we're not just putting it off on society and saying society puts this idea of perfection. And certainly they do. But mainly our own mind puts an idea of perfection that prohibits us from enjoying daily life and enjoying small, daily, beautiful, simple moments, such as just before dawn or no man's land like they're doing, or JPM lawn care with a mother. It doesn't have to be all perfect. Maybe there was some shit today that was real imperfect. But enjoy the simple moments, even when things aren't perfect. That's wisdom. I really debated that, brother. Yeah, no man's land. The whole check-in process is debatable. I hear that. What time is a good time to shower at the gym, you think? Well, during the weekday, it's when most society, if you had off work, it would be any time between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. because that's when majority of society is at work. If you work the nights, that's the perfect time. If you have a full-time job during the day, then you need to wait till after 10 p.m. at night. That's the best time to take a shower because that's when less people are in. And that's why I have Planet Fitness as my gym membership, because I like that 24-hour. Because, for me, if I take a shower, I'd rather take a shower late at night so I don't have to worry about all the other people in there. Not because they bother me, because I just don't like to be around all those people. And it's like it makes everything more of a problem and more congestion. So either late at night or early in the morning. That's my opinion. And I'll define that as after 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Once you get past 6 a.m., you get the rush hour in the morning. So that 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. window is the best time, in my opinion. How do you live? I try to live simple and peaceful. Perfection is a breeder of fear and cripples us. That's right, no man's land. Perfection breeds disorders, mental disorders, physical disorders, spiritual disorders. Perfection is a crippling thing to our lives. That's wisdom. Reason I ask is it's always full, brother. Yeah, I hear that, no man's land. Certainly, my opinion and my experience is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sometime in between that window is your best time. If it's still packed, after 10 p.m., after midnight, and before 6 a.m., then that's a unique situation. No, I mean, how do you oh, I apologize, Football Boots Review. So once you create a YouTube channel, and if you aspire to have a YouTube channel, I want to encourage you to create one. You can do it and be consistent in it. And then once you have that created, when you go to upload a video, there's like a little camera icon, and you click or you pushed it with your finger on your phone like I do. And then once you push that, there's two options. There's an option for you to select a video in your file memory of your phone or your computer, and then there's another option where it says you can go live. Now, what I learned in my experience in having a YouTube channel, you need at least 100 subscribers to go live. They won't give you the capability to go live until you have 100 subscribers. So you'd have to start a channel. You have to have a minimum of 100 subscribers, and then you'll have that feed. I use my phone 100% of the time to go live. Every time I go live on YouTube, and every time I make a video, it's done via my phone. I only use my iPad sometimes to check comments, things like that. But even checking comments and stuff, I do mainly on my phone. My laptop, I do all my personal stuff on my phone and on my iPad tablet. My iPad tablet, I probably only use 10% of the time. My phone, 90%. And I use my laptop only for work-related things, etc. And that'll get you right. But yeah, man, it's 6:55 here, and I'm at least gonna go another 5 minutes. I want to make it to 7 p.m. That's my goal. For me, and it may change, but I would like to try to do 2 hours of live per day, if I have the ability to do so. In the beginning of the week, it'll probably be, and let me define the beginning of the week. From Sunday to Tuesday, it'll probably be earlier, like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And later on in the week, from like Wednesday to Saturday, it'll probably be 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., something like that. That works for me and my schedule. And then whatever you want to do in life, I want to share that too, is that, just be consistent and have a structure. Leave yourself room and flexibility to be able to change your schedule. You certainly don't want to get locked in. But you want to have somewhat of a flow and somewhat of a routine. Do you go to church on Sundays? Hey, JPM, I'm glad you're still with me. I get sometimes when I don't see you there, I get lonely. I say, oh wait, because you're a great viewer. JPM, I grew up in a Catholic church. I went every Sunday because I was kind of like, that's what my mom wanted me to do, and I went to CCD. And then when I got my 20s, I wanted more spiritual understanding, so I went to a non-denominational Bible-based church, and I went every Sunday, and I also went every Wednesday to Bible study. I really had to build up my spiritual knowledge. And then I was also a youth minister for a period of time, a youth leader, I should say. And then I had my own nonprofit organization for a few years. So I spent about a good solid decade as far as willingly going to church and willingly being involved. At the current time, I haven't gone to church on a regular basis. I haven't gone to church probably in about over a year, and I won't go. I mean, I'm built up now. I have my full foundation, and the days of me going to church every Sunday are no longer. I'm not against it, and I think there's a certain season of your life where you have to build yourself up spiritually, and then there's a certain season of your life you have to fly, and you have to use your knowledge, and you have to go out into the world, and then you have to share it. Okay, that's my thing. Football boots review. Are you in the love game? No, and I apologize for getting late to your comment. I was just answering. One is I do not have a girlfriend. I don't want a girlfriend. I did have a girlfriend. I have had my heart broken, and I did break hearts. I've been on both ends, and it's painful on both, and I have compassion for both. I'm 37. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't want one. I don't even really want like a fling, because the past few years of my life, I said, well, I know I don't want a long-term relationship. Maybe I'll just have a fling. But then I learned through my own failures that you can't just have flings. They end up. There's no way to gracefully exit a fling. If you just have a fling, if you just have a casual relationship, eventually emotions get attached. Either you or them are going to like each other more than they like you, and there's no way to gracefully exit that. And it's going to stunt your growth, and it's going to cause too much pain. And when you're in too much pain, you don't go forward. You stay stuck. And then you need a full season to heal. So when you get hurt in life, physically, mentally, or emotionally, what happens is you need a whole season of your life. And that season can be anywhere from 3 months to 3 years. You need a whole season to heal. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because part of life is pain and failure, and then that's how you learn, grow, and become compassionate. But after you've experienced that a few times, it's my goal to try to not keep reliving that, and to make it a goal to learn from my failures, and to say, well, what can I do better, and how do I know myself better from that failure? And for me, how I know myself better is that's not the life for me. I'll always leave an open mind, but I pretty much know myself. So that's the answer to that question. JPM Lawn Care, maybe you could do a live sermon sometimes. Thank you, JPM Lawn Care. I don't know if I'll do a sermon. I mean, these are almost like sermons to me, in a well-balanced way where I try to be respectful to other belief systems. But what I will say, JPM Lawn Care, you bring up a great suggestion that I may do like different things that the subject will be a scripture, okay? So it'll be, and what I like, my favorite book in the Bible is the book of Proverbs. It's a basic book. I like basic, and it's simple wisdom. And the whole book, it's not like a long philosophy thing. The book of Proverbs in the Old Testament in the Bible is a very basically written book that has general, basic wisdom principles. They're not radical, You know what I mean? Like trying to convert you. They're basic wisdom principles that just about everyone can relate to, and they can help everyone. Um, and so that book was a huge foundational step in my knowledge, my growth, my wisdom, and my advancement in life. The Book of Proverbs. I will maybe make a great suggestion. I will maybe make some live chats dedicated to that and label it as such, because I don't want anyone to feel pressured to join. But that's a great suggestion, and that's what I would share. Thank you, JPM. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Well, what I will say is that it's like almost like surgery to end the live chat. In one sense, I never wanted to end. You know what I mean? And it's like saying goodbye. In the other sense, it's like, you also have to use wisdom that, you don't want to drag something out. 2 hours. We just now hit the 2 hour mark as I look at my phone at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I have mixed emotions, and I want to honestly share that. I don't want to just abruptly close it. I want to share with you how I feel sometimes when it comes to ending something. It's like, I don't ever want it to end. But also, I want to stay on somewhat of a disciplined, structured schedule, because I think that's wisdom. I think it's wisdom for me to share that with you. And also, I don't want to overindulge in time. Because in life, it's important that you not only don't overindulge in food, don't overindulge in time. Because when you overindulge in time, you don't have proper time management. And you need to allocate certain time for certain things. I mean, I have a certain schedule that my goal is to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. And I get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Then I have a certain goal that I want to do a certain amount of physical activity. I have a certain amount of time that I've dedicated to do work activities. And I have a certain amount of time to do creative stuff. I have a certain amount of time to do creative things such as this. So while I have mixed emotions, like I don't like to end things like these because I love to stay connected with you guys. And man, these live chats are magical. To have the interaction, I mean, we're blessed to have this technology and to have people connecting and sharing like this. At the same time, I want to also lead by example and tell you that I think time management is very important in life for not only your actual success, but also for your mental well-being and to make progress in life. Now, certainly, you're not going to be perfect with your time, but back to the theme, perfection is the enemy of progress. You may not be a perfect time manager. You may indulge sometimes in staring into space. But what I will say is try to be mindful that you allocate certain time to certain things. Because time is your most precious resource. And the difference between getting to your goal is how you use your time. If it's your goal to live full-time out of your car, well, how are you using your time this weekend to get closer? Are you, throwing out shit? Are you getting your car set up, etc., etc.? Time is huge. Time is huge. Good night, Football Boots Review. Good things always come to an end. They do, but I appreciate you. You are recognized. You are acknowledged, and I will see you another day if you so choose. And if you don't choose, I still respect and love you, and I want the best for everyone. Everyone. I want the best for you. Whether we never have a live chat again, I always want you to know that you have everything inside you to be yourself. And you don't need someone else to inspire you. Now, certainly certain people can, but I want to love and respect you, Football Boots Review. I see that peace emoji, and I give you the real thing. Is that I just always want you to believe in yourself. And I always want you to know that inspiring yourself is more important than me inspiring you. If I'm doing my job is to get you to a point, just like other people have gotten me to a point, where you have enough confidence, where you have enough discipline, where you have enough tools in your mental arsenal and your physical arsenal to structure your inner being and to keep yourself inspired. By playing your music, by searching out useful things for the mind, by eating the right foods, you're doing the things in your life by decluttering, by throwing out unused materialistic items, by simplifying your life. You are doing these things to create your own inspiration. And when you do that, you will find the magic in life. You will find the unique self that's underneath all that clutter. Underneath all those unused clothes in your closet. Underneath, all those old hand-me-downs that you inherited is you. But to get to you, you have to declutter your life. And underneath that 12-piece fried chicken is the real you. Underneath that General Toys chicken is the real you. Live light. Get rid of that weight. And be free. And thank you, each and every one of you who did join tonight and that's still on and that will stay on till I hit that finish button. I see everyone and I appreciate everyone and I acknowledge you and I want the best for you. And go out and be a light to others as well. Okay? Stay inspired.